Hi, I'm Corey Toten from the lab, and today we are talking about micropipettes. These right here are micropipettes. They are devices that are used for measuring and transferring small volumes of liquid. You can adjust the volumes on these, so no matter what your protocol calls for, you can find the right volume you need. This right here is a 1,000 microliter pipette, but they come in 200 microliters, 10 microliters, 2 microliters, so a wide range of sizes. This goes from 200 microliters up to 1,000 microliters. So any volume you need to measure or transfer within that range, this guy can handle. And they work sort of like the device that your doctor uses to take your temperature, where it has a plastic disposable tip on it. So this part of the pipette is not disposable. You keep it and reuse it, and you put a plastic disposable tip on the front of the pipette, and this part gets dirty and you can throw it away when you're done. As the pipettes come in different shapes and sizes, so do the tips. So right here we have large tips for the large pipette. We also have small tips for a small pipette. To set the volume of the pipette, we have to use this readout on the side of the body. These numbers indicate what volume the pipette is set to. In this case, since we're using a 1,000 microliter pipette, the top number represents the thousands place, the middle number represents the hundreds place, and the bottom number is the tens place. So right now this pipette is set to 920 microliters. To change the volume of the pipette, we use this knob up here on the top of the body. So you just turn the knob one way to increase the volume, and the other direction to decrease the volume. And you should be able to see that the volume has changed on the readout window. So now we've changed it so it's set to 900 microliters. To use the pipette, the first thing you have to do is find the tips. In this case, we're working with a 200 microliter pipette, and so we have 200 microliter tips to work with. Take the end of the pipette and stick it into the tip and push down on it pretty hard so it gets a snug seal. To acquire and dispense the volume of liquid you're trying to get, what you have to do is use the plunger up here on the top of the body. So you hold it just like this, and you use your thumb to operate the plunger. First, you push down on the plunger until you feel a stopping point. Then you point the tip, submerge it down below the surface of the liquid, and then slowly let up on the plunger, and you can see there is now liquid in the tip. And that volume of liquid in the tip is the volume that you set on the indicator. To dispense the liquid, just put the tip in your new tube and you slowly push down on the plunger. If there's any liquid left in the very end of the tip, you can actually force the plunger beyond its stopping point, and it forces extra air out to get any last drops out. When you're done using this tip, you have to eject it from the pipette into the trash, and you do that with this button right here on the back of the body. So just push down on the button, and this middle part ejects the tip into the trash can. So I have pretty shaky hands, and ideally you don't want the tip to be bouncing everywhere inside the tube. So in order to counteract the vibrations, what I recommend doing is touching the tip to the inside of your tube that you're working with, and when you slide your tip down in there, it prevents the tip from bouncing around. When you're pipetting, make sure just to stick the tip just below the surface of the liquid. You don't actually want to stick it all the way down to the bottom, because you'll get liquid on the side of the tip. And when you are sucking up the liquid, be sure to do it very slowly, otherwise you can get bubbles in the liquid. When you're done pipetting, make sure that you close the lid on your pipette tips so that they don't get any dust or contamination. And that's it. Now you can pipette. Happy sciencing!